with a greater degree of subtlety.
Welcome to Flex's Trust, the bank you can trust and flex in. We take your money and hold on to it so you don't have
May I
to.
help you, sir?
I'd like you to open box J49 for me.
I'll need to see authorization for that, sir. In 2 forms of...
I don't think you need all that, do you?
Of course not, sir. This way, sir.
Sure. Sure.
There. Will you need anything else, sir?
Just a little privacy. And by a little, maybe a lot. Perhaps a huge amount of privacy. Privacy on a scale like you've never seen before. Sweet. All done.
Will there be anything else, sir?
Nope. I'll be going now.
I was looking for the bank manager.
That would be me.
This all started with a bomber and a hostage. That bomber was meant to have entered the vault, which then would have triggered the bomb, blowing up the evidence within the red bag that would have connected Mickey to this. Why Mickey hired a human to do this is beyond anyone's understanding of how a criminal genius mastermind would operate, but it is how bad writing begins. That event needed to happen to trigger the rest of the story, after which our arrogant inept super cop Baldwin from the AppleCore shows up to rescue the hostage by paralyzing the bomber. The bomber is then thrown in prison as he should be. Cops get a call for a small town dollar store theft by a woman. This woman just happens to be the partner of an electric inept known as Galvani. She'll start noticing a lot of coincidences happening. Again, bad writing. So the cops show up and are of course useless against this electric inept. So another of the AppleCore needs to show up to help out. They arrest Galvani and throw him into prison, the same prison as our potato bomber. Do they put this guy in a maximum security prison? No, because that would require actual talented writing to get him out of the prison. So best we just throw him in the gen pop and allow prison guards to roam around with tasers, because that makes sense. Well, it only makes sense if you are a bad writer and are going to use those tasers to free your prisoner. More coincidences arise when we find out that Diddly Van Diddler, the lawyer, is the lawyer of both prisoners. Mickey orders Galvani to execute our potato bomber, which he does with no issues. Prior to this, though, the saving of the hostage from the now potato bomber makes it all over the media, which Lily points out to Mickey. She also points out that this plan has obviously failed as the evidence to whatever he is connected to is still in the vault. Mickey says not to worry as he's going to call in another guy to get the job done. This guy is Bobby Bill. Yes, they actually called him Billy Bob in the comic. Brilliant stereotyping there. Bobby Bill happens to be a flaming inept and is sent down to the bank to get the red vat of evidence. Lily tells Mickey to call off his inept as she will handle this and get it done. Amazingly, her inept does the job quite well, walking in and walking out without an issue. This is how it should have been handled to begin with, but if we handled it this way, there'd be no AppleCore comic book. So they had to begin with stupid and join the dots to the next bit of stupid. It's the problem with beginning your tale with stupid and then connecting it to another stupid point only to then connect it to another stupid point with a whole bunch of coincidences is you end up with a completely stupid story, which AppleCore is. And so Lily's inept comes to the bank to get the red bag. Mickey's inept just so happens to arrive at the bank as her inept is leaving. And lo and behold, Mr. Asshole Super Inept AppleCore Baldwin himself is also at the bank. What are the chances all three of these people are at this bank at the exact same time? Fairly low, unless you are a bad writer and need certain events to transpire. Well, that's enough of my rambling. Let's get back to the story, if you can call it that. Before I go though, Lily's inept left a little gift in the vault as a replacement for AppleCore to find. That's another bit of bad writing to come, and oh boy, it's a doozy. I won't spoil it. But what I will say is, if Mickey's inept does succeed and gets into the vault and steals what he believes is the evidence, then he'll just be returning Lily's gift to Mickey. So we already know without even seeing this scene play out that Mickey's inept is not going to succeed. When you can predict the story this easily, it becomes such a chore to read as you're waiting for things to happen, which you yourself have already predicted, and becomes real boring. But I suppose the ripetards out there found it exciting and compelling, which shows you where their level of comprehension is at.